Hi everyone, my name is Julie. Thank you so much for watching. Today we're doing our 1 month, 1 palette finale and I'm really excited. It has been a whirlwind of a year, but I'm really excited to show you what I have used the last month and let you know what I think about it because it's the Pat McGrath palette. What? You guys just saw me haul this. This is the Eye Ecstasy Sublime eyeshadow palette and it's beautiful. It swatches like butter. It's kind of hard to open. I will say this packaging, it feels like Wet n Wild. It's like a little bit nicer than Wet n Wild, but like this much better than Wet n Wild. Now I realize that this was only a $15 palette, so I shouldn't expect the world, but I feel like with the name Pat McGrath, I might have expected a little bit more. But again, to get the price point like this, I'm not complaining too much. I'm just a little nervous, like, traveling with it and stuff. But this is what she looks like. There are only 5 shades. I used every shade but this brown one because it has shimmer in it. I kind of guessed that and I was right. And these are beautiful. They look great on the eyes. They're really foily, which I thought was fantastic, especially if you use MAC Fix Plus on your brush. Dap it in there, you know, like, and really make it kind of like a gel almost to apply it. Really nice. Definitely going to keep this. I will tell you though, surprised me that these had fallout. I wasn't expecting that because I was expecting, you know, like Pat McGrath, like she's never going to have fallout. But I did get like glitter underneath my eyes. I actually have some glitter underneath my eyes right now. I'm hoping you don't see it too much. But yeah, I think it's nice. I think it's beautiful. It's definitely some like the most shimmery metallic shades I have in my collection. And I like it. It's not, actually it's very similar in formula to the Too Faced chocolate palette. Don't tell anybody I said that. Okay, I'm sorry, Pat McGrath. But it's very similar. I'll say these foil a little bit better than the Too Faced, but you know, price difference. But absolutely lovely. I do like the color combination actually more than I thought I was going to. I clearly chose more neutral and I'm happy about that because I know I'm going to use these. But I like it. It's definitely going to be a keep. Let's do a quick review of what 2020 looked like for me because I did meet my goal. My goal was to declutter 4 to 6 palettes. I got to 4 declutters and I have a maybe in here that I'm still debating. I'm going to keep it for now, but you'll see it in Project Pan to see if I really like it. And if I hit pan on them, then I feel like I've done a really good job and I don't need to go any further than that. But if during that Project Pan I decide I hate it, out it goes. Like, I need some more time with the palette. And I think I made a mistake putting the two together, but we'll see. Maybe it was good. I'll walk you through it when we get there. Because let's start in January, shall we? So, I started off with the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbon palette. This I loved. I really like this Too Faced formula. I think that this is beautiful. It's very, very neutral. Like, your only real colors are going to be your pinks here and this Earl Grey, which I didn't use. But overall, great palette. Smells good. I wish there was more purple in here. You've got this black currant here, but I feel like just like a lighter purple would be awesome. I do find this palette runs kind of dark, but I like it. I'm going to keep it. Clearly I did. And I think if I pan this, it's going to take me forever because I know where my home zone is. Like, I know for my eyes, I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like, those are my 4 go-tos. And then it's just basically like, what do I want in my crease? Like, this one, that one, or that one. Like, what do I want in my outer corner? This one or this one. Like, it's just going to be a play with me. And I know that they're shades I'm very rarely going to touch. So, I like it. I'm glad I have it. Thank you, Jenny, for giving this to me. In February, I was feeling springy, and so I pulled out 2 palettes. This is the Nude Light by Huda Beauty. I believe I got this as a birthday gift from my sister, and it's so pretty. Love this palette. It's exactly what I want for spring. This, I would say, is like, as long as I had like maybe like a more mid-tone shade in here and one darker shade, this would be like my ideal palette. It's got pinks, it's got purples, it's got shimmers. I love it. I think it's great. I'm very excited to have this and continue using it. Then I have this MAC eyeshadow palette in 06. Fantastic shadows. It's got 4 on one side, and on the other side it's got 6. So 10 shadows in all. I really enjoy using all of these. They're all shimmer, which is like a wah-wah, but I think that they're good, and I'm looking forward to using that again. And a lot of those MAC shadows I ended up using as a 1 shadow look, which was nice. It was easy. It was like a get and go, hit out the door type of thing. So I like that. So for March, I didn't keep either of my palettes. This was 2 out of the declutters. So if you're keeping track, I'm keeping 3, decluttering 2 at the moment in March. And those were the Essence Million Nude Faces and the L'Oreal La Palette Nude 2. I must admit that was kind of low-hanging fruit. I haven't liked any Essence palettes that I bought. It's not that they're the worst things I've ever tried. Like, you can make an eye look out of it. For me, just every eye look was exactly the same, and I have those shadows, like those colors, somewhere else in my collection. So it's not like I needed another palette, and so I decided to like get that out of my life and give it a good home somewhere else. And then for the lip palette, I've probably had that for 5 years, and just the pigmentation had gone from that palette. Like, it was all just like muddy brown. And it's supposed to be like purples and pinks, and it's supposed to be like this kind of like a Naked 3 dupe, but it definitely wasn't that because it just didn't have the pigmentation because it was too old. So I'm glad that went out of my collection. I probably only used that thing 5 times in its lifetime. So, you know, live and learn and move on. Love the palettes you got left. Okay, in April, I kept one and I decluttered one. The one I kept is this e.l.f. Prism eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Naked. This was actually really nice for like the first month of quarantine. It's just simple, it's easy. Like, I applied these with my fingers, like do a little whoop whoop and you're good to go, you're out the door. Little mascara, give a nice shine. I like this one. You can see I was really leaning towards shimmers and glitters this year. So this doesn't have any nudes. I'm gonna have to pull out some new palette to partner with it, but I liked it and it's a keeper. I partnered it with the Storybook Cosmetics Briar Rose palette. I bought that online from someone who got it from BoxyCharm. I don't know if you guys remember BoxyCharm, or was it another box that did it? If you got that palette, leave me down below. Do you like it? Are you using it? Because I thought the shades in it were absolutely stunning, but there was just something about that palette that made me hate it. I don't know what it was. I don't know if the packaging was too thick or the color mix wasn't quite right for me. It was definitely missing some shades that I look for in palettes, but it wasn't good enough where I could do like just a one shadow look out of it. I don't know. It wasn't the palette for me. So I like quickly turned it around and I was like, gotta go. Bye-bye now. So it left my collection and I'm not sad about that because it would be a lot to carry with me. In May, this is my 4th and final declutter. So I haven't decluttered anything since May. So again, if you're keeping track, 4 declutters, 3 keeps, and it was the Anastasia, was it the Modern Renaissance? No, it was the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. Anastasia palettes are beautiful. The quality is there. I think the shades are there. For me, they irritate my eyes, and the palettes aren't that old. So I decided that since it's irritating my eyes, it should go somewhere else. That's not what I want in life. So I ended up just getting rid of it, and I gave it a good home with a girlfriend, and she's loving it. So there you go. So that's my 4 and final declutters. Apparently, I wasn't feeling it in the spring. And I loved everything there on out. I don't know if that's because, like, I just loved all the shadows, or if I'm now, like, more biased towards my makeup. I'm not certain. But let's get into June. In June, I had the BH Cosmetics Wild Child palette. This was kind of one that, like, I really didn't know how I felt about it. I thought maybe I'd get rid of it, but I ended up loving this thing. It looks like that. Again, all shimmer. I don't mind all shimmer palettes. They're not my ideal palette because I do need to pull matte browns into any look I do with this. However, I have to be panning matte browns. So it ended up working really well. I think it also helped the fact that I wasn't wearing a lot of makeup. And my one shadow looks, I prefer something shimmery than something matte. So again, during your, internment in your house, you reach for something like this. At least I did, and I had a really good time with it. It was like bright and colorful. See, this has both the pinks and the purples, which I really like. It was also to play with some of these taupes in here, and like this green ended up being like really good. Like that. BH baked formulas are like right on. I love them. For July, I tried out this lovely dupe. You guys remember this? This is the Lorac Unzipped palette, and this is the Carly Bible BH Cosmetics 14 color eyeshadows. This is the original one. This is not the ones with the blushes in it. It looks like that. It is the exact same as the Lorac palette. Exact same layout. What? But both of these are really good quality. They're colors that I like. Would I go out and buy both of these again? Probably not, because they're basically the same palette. Especially if all my makeup burned down. I don't know if I'd buy either. I don't know if I can buy either of these. Like, are these available still? But they are in my collection. I'm going to use them a little bit more before probably they get too old. I like them. I just like them. That's like right in my home alley. Like, they've got enough mattes, they've got enough shimmers, they're neutral, but they're like fun. Like, I don't know, I find golds really fun, so I like that. So in August, I decided that I need to go less neutral. So that's when this Tarte Luxe palette came in. How fun is this? I've actually pulled this out again for the holidays. I wear this to Ulta sometimes and I love it so much. It is super, super fun. That is what it looks like when the mirror is not blinding you. I do think it's really, really fun. I think it has a lot of great colors in it. It's not showing up. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, there you go. It's got bright pinks, bright golds. It's got the pressed glitters. I don't love the pressed glitters. They do get like all over. But it's got the browns. It's got neutrals. It's got the mattes. It's got the shimmers. I pulled this out for holiday and I'm really enjoying this one. This was limited edition holiday. Was it last year? No, 2 years ago this came in, and I just think it's fantastic. So I like it. I'm going to keep it. This came from my best friend Jenny. 2 of these came from Jenny, so she knows good makeup clearly. Because I'm keeping everything she's ever given me. And it's not just because of bias. Like, they're actually good products she's gotten me. For September, these are my 2 maybes. They are my green and gold palettes. I've got Comfort Zone, the old school Comfort Zone from Wet n Wild, and I've got the Natasha Denona mini gold palette. This is my smallest palette. Hint, 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 if you're a fantastic lady, let me know down below. But we are, surprise, surprise, doing a Project Pan, and this is my smallest palette, and so they are similar but different. They're similar family areas, but I really like the pressed glitter in this one. Sorry, I should have taken that off. So I really definitely like this shade and that shade. These 2 are kind of like neutrals for me. That one, just in the outer corner, barely used. I don't really use those dark shades very often, but I've got it. And then this one, so my thing with the Wet n Wild is it's such good pigmentation and it's such a classic. And do I reach for this ever in my life? No. But do I keep it anyways? Yes. That's why they're maybes. The green doesn't look great with my blue eyes. It's just not my thing. You can see these are like the only greens really that you've seen so far. Like, you've seen a couple olives, like in that BH Wild Child, but these are like green. These are like not olive green. They're like grass green. I don't know. I really like that shade. I really like that shade. The rest I can like take and leave it. I'm thinking about depotting it. I'm not certain what to do with this yet. It's still on the maybe list. We'll see what happens. I actually have from last year one on the maybe list as well, and that was a Kat Von D mini matte palette. So I might have to pull that one out too and see like what I've got. So in November, I was going holiday. My Too Faced Hot Buttered Rum palette. Keeping this one as well. I had so much fun with this palette. It's like small but mighty, this palette, and I really just had a great time using it and loving it and wearing it, and I'm definitely going to keep this one. I really had a good time. And it smells so good. Every time you open it, it smells like holiday. Like, it's like nutmeg. It smells like nutmeg. It smells so good. So I'm excited to have this in my collection. I'm excited to use it and love it, and I haven't pulled out for this holiday other than that month. Maybe next year it'll come out again. Who knows? Like, I'm really on to this one. And the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette is actually what I have in my eyes today. And I'm still trying to do my Pan That Mini palette. So I have lots of eyeshadows I've been using, and we'll see what happens by the end of the year. I'm hoping maybe I can get rid of that mini palette. At least hit pan on another shade. So that's neither here nor there. Keep watching, subscribe if you haven't, because you'll see those videos. So if we go to our total numbers, I have kept 12 palettes. I've decluttered 4. So 4 out of 16, that's 25% of everything I tested this year. Yes, I hoped it was a little bit more. I was kind of hoping to get to 6, but I'm really pleased with my eyeshadow collection. Every eyeshadow palette now I know that I love. Actually, that's not quite the case. That was a bit of an over-exaggeration. There's about 4 palettes I haven't tried yet. Only 4 or 5 in that range. and I need to just go back in and use those. But I'm really excited. Like 90% of my palette collection I know I really like, and I'm excited to actually like use things that I like. We'll see where that brings me in the new year. But I am excited. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video for like my top 12 palettes of the year. I don't even know which one's my favorite because there's so many here that I really, really love. Like, I think the Tarte and the Too Faced, like, I think this Too Faced is fantastic. I think the Huda Beauty is fantastic. I think the Tarte is really good. I really like this Too Faced. Like, there's just so many good palettes here that I'm excited. I've got some wonderful palettes to work with. If you have any of these palettes, let me know. Maybe we can like do a collab with them or something. Ooh, wouldn't that be fun? Like, I know people pan like the same palette. I should get in on that. I think that'd be so much fun. Ooh, fantastic ladies. I was like, maybe we should just do a palette instead of, I can't spoil it. But if you have any of these palettes, let me know down below. Send me a DM. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Happy panning, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.